Hey, everybody. Look, I'll be
Paul.
Whoa!
That's not how we start a podcast.
All right, go fart, Knuckles.
You're late. You come in here taking over like you're running the show.
Let's go.
And no, keep on. I'm done.
All right.
Go ahead. Good luck.
I'll be Paul tonight. Hey, dude, that sounded exactly like you, Paul. Like, that was spot on exactly what you sound like. All right, he's Paul. I'm Alex. We've got Mike here with us tonight. We're going to get to him in a minute, but we're your weekly distraction from High Quality Podcast for Bass and Brews. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you enjoyed Mr. Hal and his jumpsuit of passion, I think I'm going to start calling it. Last week was a fun episode. If you want to help support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/bassandbrews. That's patreon.com/bassandbrews. We're doing the live show, Last Call with Alex and Paul. That's a Patreon exclusive live show we do once a month. We used to say the first weekend of a month, but Discord let me fucking have it today. Also, if you guys want to join our Discord, it's full of a bunch of brewskis. You can hit me up on socials. I can send you the link, or you can email me at bassandbrews@gmail.com. But yeah, they let me know. Last Call with Alex and Paul, the show that goes on every third Friday of the month is what it's been, basically. So we will get back to schedule after the summer.
It's pretty much between the 1st and 4th, and some months the 5th Friday of every month.
But it'll happen, though. It'll happen. You pay your $5, you will get a live show in every calendar month.
Consistently inconsistent.
Dude,
exactly.
Right.
Bam.
We did have two that were in the same month, I think. But it doesn't matter. We don't guarantee the first Friday anymore.
No.
It really hurts our live viewers, which sucks because the last one we only had one person on.
Yo, the Discord was so funny, though. They were just like, what did we miss? And everybody's like, humidititties everywhere.
That's right. Mandy was on for the last one, and her and I talked about sweaty boobs because, I've got B cups and she's got G cups. So,
Gee Williker. Hey, also, this episode of Bass Brews is brought to you by Velo Plus Watermelon Chill. Paul, I finally fucking got them. These were the ones that I searched for like a month ago. I went to like 10 different gas stations. Nobody had it. I'm disappointed in them, though. They're not that great, but yeah.
I told you they weren't.
I feel like that's one of those things you always see at Sheets that it's like a knockoff Zin.
It is.
And look.
I think it's better than a Zin, though. Well, I think the new Velos, the Velo Plus, it's got a bigger pouch and it's slow release. So it doesn't hit you in the face.
Stop someone about slow release.
Yeah, bro.
Slow listen to him about slow release. But I will say this: they have 9%ers.
Yeah.
So if you're a old school Copenhagen guy, snuff guy like myself, you need something a little bit stronger than the threes. And
I feel like if this isn't an actual sponsor plug, you need to clip that 10 seconds and send it
to them.
Hey,
we should. We spent.
Because you just sold me, and I don't even dip anymore. So,
bro, they're great. Velo
but that's
Plus.
the great thing. It's not dip. It's not chew. Like your teeth. You don't have to worry about the shit being in your teeth and stuff, and you can hide it. It's up in there, and nobody knows, and you can eat it, like put on the right side of your mouth. See, I upper deck mine. I used to upper deck my snuff, like I like the upper deckers. But if I have them in my right upper lip, I can chew on the left side and try food and stuff. It's great. But I'll tell you this, Mike. Speaking of sponsorships, we haven't reached out for a lot of sponsors. Had a lot of people sponsor us, asked to sponsor us. You'll figure it out over the next hour and a half. But I will say this. We spent a good 2 years trying to get Astroglide as a sponsor.
Yeah.
And it never came to fruition.
Dude, they would comment on our Instagram reels, and then Paul is basically like flirting in the DMs with whoever the social media manager for Astroglide personal lubricant is.
Astroglide?
It's
like
sex
KY
lube.
jelly. It's personal lubricant. Are you
They
a
were-
woman?
They were. So you were DMing with the KY. So that's like the Velo of KY. Is that the
basically
the equivalent?
No,
to
Astroglide is the original. No. Astroglide I think was first.
I don't know the history, but
I don't know.
When you're a teenager, you go from dry stroking to maybe stepping up to lotion or like
Hawk Tui.
Or maybe even.
I feel like before we got on this podcast, you gave me a whole list of rules. And now this is what we're on. I don't know how.
Hold on, we didn't break any of the rules. Yeah. We never talked about. We couldn't
said we
listen.
Can't talk about sexual pleasuring.
Mike, if you want to talk about lube for an hour and a half, we're more than welcome to.
Yeah, we can.
Listen, if this podcast is sponsored by anything, it's the Astroglide bait fuel mashup that Bass and Brews is sponsoring. If you'd like your wiener to smell like low tide, get that Astroglide bait fuel.
I mean, bait fuel could be substituted in a pinch. Instead of T-gel, it burns.
What about the other way around?
Alex told me.
Do you think you could do Astroglide as your bait fuel? Like, do you think the fish like Astroglide?
I think they like just about anything that doesn't smell like sunscreen.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
So probably.
People are going to be standing beside Mike's boat before launch in the morning, kind of, trying to sneak over and see what's on deck, and he's going to have a couple bottles of fucking Astroglide rolling around. Like, what the kind of team tournament are we in?
Listen, just in case the tournament doesn't go well, you've...
Hey, you know what? You might can drop some Astroglide in your live well. Might help them fish out. Keep some slime on the skin. The summertime might help them keep alive.
Something to try.
Mike's like, I got this big ass fucking trophy, and these guys are talking about fucking lube. This is the worst.
This isn't like strategically placed.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, it kind of is. I mean, I could have done the podcast on the other side of the living room. There's my dog.
No. Oh, look.
Mike's got no fucking pants on. Just to be clear, he has no pants on.
I do have pants on.
No, Mike's doing this. No pants. He's got a gray Crocs. That's what he just showed us.
I don't care if it's strategically placed or not. You should be showing that thing off because there's not many people that have a trophy like that.
Dude, it's the coolest thing I've ever won. It stays in the corner of my living room on the whiskey barrel.
All right, Mike, I got a question for you. We had Wyatt on. What was Wyatt's last? Wyatt Hammond, and he won the Bassmaster Classic on the kayak side. And when we had him on the show, we were talking about what he should do with the trophy that he got. So, Mike, if you were a single man, would you put the trophy, where would you put it? Where it is now, or would you put it in the bedroom?
Dude, I mean, this is like my living room. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. I guess I had all my trophies in my bedroom, but I mean, I didn't have a house until 4 years ago. So, or I guess I bought this house in early 2019. But I mean, it's not a house. It's a 1,500 square foot home. So it was basically like my bedroom and then living room. So it's like you can see the trophy from both rooms. It's not.
Were you married when you started getting trophies? Were you married at that time?
When I started getting trophies, this one, yes. Wait, were we married? No. I don't know.
So maybe the connection between you getting married is due to the amount of trophies that you had in your bedroom.
It absolutely, there's a direct correlation.
Right? Yeah. So we were telling Wyatt he needs to have a trail of trophies, the little ones that lead all the way into the bedroom to the big Bassmaster kayak one.
That's a great plan.
Yeah. You can
right next to it. You can put your Astroglide.
Astroglide goes right next to it with a Bass and Brews sticker.
And look, you want that over the headboard of your bed, so you can holler at our boy Drunkwood with Drunkwood Inky to get you a barrel stave shelf.
Yeah.
To put the big trophy and a bottle of Astroglide right above the headboard. I mean, that'd be perfect.
Honestly, I'm going to go against the grain here and disagree with you, Paul. You shouldn't get that Drunkwood shit. It's very overpriced, and it's the same quality as IKEA. So just go to IKEA and get something there. Dude, Drunkwood is overpriced.
Awesome. That is awesome.
It's overpriced. It's fake. I have insider information that it is just 3D printed plastic that he paints to look like wood. So
That's not even remotely true because I have some Drunkwood shit in my house and it's beautiful and it's awesome and we love.
I was gonna
Drunkwood.
say he made a bunch of the MPFL stuff the past few years, where like he would make them for like the towns and stuff like that, or the counties that were hosting us, and it was pretty cool.
That's what he used to do, but now he's washed up and he's not doing it anymore. It's all 3D printed, straight overseas. He doesn't even make them anymore. He just basically drop ships.
Are you like buddies with him, or is this like
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
like Mike's like, I got to get off this fucking
I was
shit.
like, dude, I like that guy's stuff. I don't want to be associated with hating on him. I thought his stuff was cool.
Look, he hasn't messaged us in a while, so I don't know if he's not listening.
I'm gonna
or
text
if we've
him right
actually
now.
Had some good episodes on, and he
Oh
had
shit!
To say.
That's what it is. Because usually
But,
Drunkwood sends us videos of him taking his shit, critiquing our podcast. That's like the Friday morning ritual that me, Paul, and I usually get. But it hasn't happened in like 3 weeks.
So, Mike, when Alex is unavailable and I don't get a guest, I get Drunkwood to come on, and we call it Drunkwood Russian Roulette because I just say, hey, man, are you available on this date? Come on. Usually it's the day of the podcast, and he comes on. It's like, invite whoever. And so we have no idea who's going to show up. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And so it's a good time when Drunkwood's on. And it's also chaotic and fun. But, yeah. Well, we're sitting here. We're 12 minutes in. We've been talking to our guest like y'all know who he is, but you don't. So I'll introduce him real quick. Bass and Brews, this is Mike Corbishley. Mike, this is as good as an introduction as you'll ever get on Bass and Brews.
I was going to say, do you have any kind of like soundboard where you can throw in a cool sound?
Yeah, go for it, Paul.
That one?
No, do the other one. Do the other one.
Movie.
Oh, there you go. All right, cut it off.
Most underrated bands ever.
Cut it off.
I can't cut it all.
We're gonna get a
copyright
copyright
for 10 seconds. I can't cut it all.
Oh man.
There it is.
See, you were ready with the soundboard.
When I first got it,
nice to meet you.
if you
Mike's been on real podcasts. He's like, holy fuck, am I slumming? I've got this giant trophy, and Bailey told me to come on this show.
Yeah. He's been on Serious Angler and Matt Aries podcast and One Cast podcast and some others, and then now he's
the bottom of the barrel
to the worst fishing podcast because we don't talk about fishing. But anyway, regardless, here we are. We got Mike Corbishley on. Mike is a local angler. This 2 weeks in a row, local angler to me here in the Raleigh area. He's also if we want to use some local analogy, he's a local hammer. Anytime he shows up on the lake, you can almost bet that Mike's going to be somewhere in the top 5, if not the top 3. Like he fucking catches them. And that's about all I know about Mike, because we don't do research on this for our guests because we want them to tell us who they are. So, Mike, we always start this podcast off, not usually this late. Usually we don't have all this rigmarole, but what is the fishing journey that has brought you to where you are today?
Oh man, I'll give you the not 7-hour story. But yeah,
We've gone 3 hours before, so we have time.
So I guess I got into it. I started fishing when I was like 12 or something like that. Bobber fishing, stuff like that. We got one of those little Bass Raider 4x8 John boat deals, the little plastic ones you can get at like a Dick's Sporting Goods or used to.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So fished out of that for a little bit. And I don't know, how long, Paul, you've been around Raleigh, but like we had Phil McCarson, when he had like the Piedmont Bass Classics, he used to have like a youth series and there'd be like 5 of us in it. You know what I mean? It was like, so I started fishing those little tournaments out of that John boat. We won the first one up at Car Lake, and I had like 1 3-pounder. You know what I mean? Like it was classic.
That's about all you need at Car.
And it was a 16-inch limit up there.
Oh
and we had like 1 3-pounder and one somehow. And I was like, oh, I love tournament fishing, right? So anyways, but I don't know. That was like what got me into it. And I still have that trophy somewhere. It's like a little like one of those cheap ones that you get. I still have it somewhere.
It's the first one in the the Lucky Trail leading up to the MPFL trophy. What year was this? So 2 questions for what you just said. One, are you from this area, the Raleigh area originally? And what year was it that you won that trophy?
Oh, I don't know. I know where I'm from, but I don't know what year I won that trophy. I was actually, believe it or not, born in Rhode Island and moved to North Carolina when we were pretty young. Oh. And so I moved down here, and like I said, I don't know, started fishing when we moved down here. Before that, or something like that.
What year was that?
Dude, I have no idea.
Fucking guess. Within a few years, it doesn't have to be exact, Mike.
2006, 5.
Okay, perfect.
And
perfect.
Were you 10,
when I started
15?
fishing?
Okay, so you're 12, 2006. Yeah, I was in my 6th year of college, finishing my 6th year of college in 2006.
My 3rd duty transfer station in the military at that time.
Yeah.
Fucking kids these days. Hey, real quick, you said that you caught a 3-pound bag, and that won you one of those kids tournaments.
Big bag.
Did you think in 2014, when you did the Carhartt College Eastern Bass Regional, when you only caught 3 pounds, that you were going to win that tournament as well?
Dude, that's the worst tournament of my life.
Actually, don't worry. I have the
if
stats.
You just pulled up the bass stats. By the way, they're missing a year of stats in there where we crushed it, so I'm a little bit upset about that. And I meant to talk to Ronnie about it, but I haven't yet. But I noticed that the year that him and I fished together is in there because he made sure his stats were in there. But anyways.
I just love that you said that. And I was like, hold on, I got to pull up his stats. Paul said I got to do a little research. And then I'm like, let's go back to his first one. I'm like, oh, shit, he won a tournament with 3, and then he definitely didn't win a tournament with 3.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
We had a lot of really good college tournaments. We fished. Like, they used to do this thing on bass rankings, and that's what really got me into the fishing deal. I started a high school team when I was in high school.
What high school?
In Wakefield.
Okay.
And I don't know if I doubt it's still around. You know, I started that, and we did that deal for a little bit just to go fish like the high school championship or whatever, state championship. And that was when it was first getting going. I think we had like 30 boats in it. Now they get like 400 or something.
I was about to say, holy shit, yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2012, and then we did and then went to ECU and did the college fishing deal. And they, like I said, they used to have this bass rankings thing. I think it was bass rankings is what it was called. But they used to keep track of like your tournament finishes between like bass, FLW.
Oh, they combined them all?
Yeah. And they would
that's
like
sweet.
give you like a rankings thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, but it's funny because like you go back and look at that stuff, which I don't think it exists anymore. But I had it saved, and I was like 8th on there, and it was just like if you looked at out of like 1,000 dudes, but if you looked at it, it was like Patrick Walters, it was like Patrick Walters, Jake Whitaker, like you name it, like Dakota Ebert, whatever. It was just like literally the same group of guys that are just absolutely demolishing bass in today's world, and like I just I'm on left field, but
well. But hold on.
No.
Go ahead.
But I was proud of that anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on, Alex, because you're going to go into fishing, and I have a side quest.
Oh, I'm not going into fishing.
ECU versus NC State.
Yeah.
Like
fishing wise?
No. We're talking about football. Y'all. What? Did you just say you don't know?
No, I said, that we used to whoop their ass. I don't know.
Yeah. And so y'all start the year off with them this year after having quite the fun experience in a bowl game with them. So are you going to that game? You going to talk shit? You going to get drunk, take your shirt off? And
maybe.
I have no idea.
Maybe.
I don't know. I went to Carolina, so I don't give a fuck about NC State.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm supposed to have a pretty busy fall, but we're going to I'm supposed to have a pretty busy fall, so maybe not. It just depends.
Yeah,
on the
because
tournament.
you're fishing the opens in the fall, right?
Yeah, so I mean, this year we had a baby in April, and we had
Scoop, scoop, skiddly, whoop, whoop. Well, that was supposed to be a clap, not the skiddly whoop
Dude,
whoop. But yeah, congratulations. Yay.
No, we're giving the skiddly whoop whoop for all congratulations now.
So yep, so we had a baby. His name is Cooper, and
Oh, is his middle name Gallant?
no, but close. No, Cooper Banks.
Cooper Banks.
Yep.
Nice.
Good name. That's a good name.
GBC for short.
Yeah, CBC.
Yeah, see, that's what I said.
Jesus, this guy makes fun of me because I have a GED, but he can't spell Cooper.
Mike Corbishley. Yeah. Cooper.
Sorry, CBC, but also or in the Holly Springs area, if you say anything about CBC, you're talking about Carolina Brewing Company.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll go there sometime.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, when I'm 60 and you're 40 and he wants to go have his first beer, holler at me if I'm still in Holly Springs. The people I know there will probably be dead, but we can go anyway.
Holy, that got dark. That got dark. All right, so so you took some time off for the baby?
Well, not really. So I did the MPFL stuff like the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I've always worked full time since I graduated too. So it's kind of like, you know, that's always been like my time off is traveling for tournaments. And then I'll jump in them, I don't know, five or 10 local tournaments a year, whenever I can get in one. What's that?
I got my hand raised.
Okay.
You fished 5 a month around
No.
here.
This year I've been fishing more because I'm around the house more. But I told like last year I fished 10 around the house. But I mean, but like a lot, like you said, a lot of it's like we just jump in one on a Saturday or jump in a Thursday nighter or something like that. But I travel. I mean, like I used to travel like a few years ago. I was traveling. I say a few years ago, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. I was traveling like 220 days a year. So for work. So like, it was like, if I wasn't gone for work, it was like, you know, or I'd be traveling for like 150 for work and you come back and I'd hook the boat up and go.
What were you selling? Encyclopedias? Door to door?
Lowrance units.
Door to door?
Yeah, door to door.
You never showed up to my house.
Selling Lowrance units. So that's what I did. I worked for Lowrance for Navico from early 2017 until 3 months ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Now I work for Phoenix.
Okay. I think I remember seeing a social media post about you going
to
Phoenix stuff.
So yeah, Drunkwood said fuck that guy because he left Lowrance. I'm just looking at the text. That's what he said.
He did not say that.
He did not. You know what he said, Mike?
He did.
Good
look,
dude.
Drunkwood called you a good dude.
He said former Lowrance guy, period. Nice dude, period. That's like that's a high compliment from Drunkwood's
group. That's a good summary.
Yeah.
Thanks,
look, do you know what when he texts us, he'll text us on Friday mornings around, I don't know, 8 to 9 o'clock usually when he does. He goes, both of you guys fucking suck. And so that's the love that we get. And you got a nice dude. Even though I did tell him today, I texted him, just, you know, say, hey, how you doing? Because every now and again I just get, you know, a little nostalgia. And I got a text Drunkwood. And I said, hey, hope you're doing good. Miss you, love you. Go fuck yourself.
Should I be worried though that if he talks shit about y'all like to you like that and he didn't to me, does that mean he actually doesn't like me? And it was
It could be. It could be. Yeah.
Probably not though, because he's not going to talk shit about people that he doesn't know personally. He's going to be honest with them. But if you do know Drunkwood personally, you're going to sometimes question if he's mad at you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like your wife. Sometimes when she's mad at you, she says things you're like, I'm not sure if she's mad at me or if like something like, I'm not sure what's going on. That's kind of how it is with him.
The one of the more recent texts from him says, "Have you ever went to one of those fireworks stands on the side of the road? You know, with the big tent, but instead of fireworks, they're actually selling hand jobs. It's at like 5:30 in the morning."
Nice morning text.
So, Mike,
yeah,
it's a talk about Drunkwood enough. I mean, go buy Drunkwood? No, I guess at this point in time, we are not sponsored by him, but go buy Drunkwood.
Listen, we're not going to be sponsored because we do not. We don't want that kind of trash merchandise on our site. Hey, it's really cool, though. You're mentioning the bass rankings, and it's just cool with the internet how you can just kind of see like a progression of an angler kind of as they do these events, right? So as I'm doing this research, I'm looking at it. It's really awesome to see. In 2014, unfortunately, you had that 3-pound bag, right? But 11 years.
Details on that story, and like that is like that's my still to this day like the worst tournament I've ever fished in my life. Like, like you want to like strike a nerve with me? It's that one.
Well, I want to say real quick, though, it's actually not your worst because your worst was 11 years later. I'm glad to see the progression go from a 3-pound bag to a 10-pound bag on San Rayburn to get 145th place. So it's cool to see the progression. In 11 years, you upped your bag by 7 pounds. That gives me hope that I could maybe get a big trophy if that's the progression.
Hey, that's the year. That's the year of the Bassmaster Opens, man. We had they had the story of one tournament day. I'm not even mad about the 10-pound bag deal.
Oh.
Like
he's mad about the 3.
The one from Tennessee from 2014 or wherever.
Yep.
I remember that one vividly.
Tell us. You said you elaborate. You said you wanted to elaborate.
So as you the more tournaments you fish, the more you learn, right? Well, I was like a sophomore or something like that in college, junior, something like that. All I know is that my tournament partner, and this is not his fault at all. We had one of those golden rules, like rulers, right?
Yeah.
And it was like flopping around the boat. We're in rough water. Well, I'm like, just sit on it, right? This is probably my fault. Tell him to sit on it. Well, the ruler was like bananaed. So
no.
So we had when we were putting fish on the board that day. There was like 2 of them that were short or 2 or like it was bad. It was bad. It was like that's the last time if I put one on the board now and we brought him in, we got penalized. It was a bad deal. And now I'm telling you, if that fish does not clear the line, it does not go in the box.
Yeah.
So I remember that tournament very vividly. I will not put one in the box if it is not over the legal size limit. That was bad. That was the most embarrassing tournament I've ever had in my life.
One of the biggest, I'll call it a scandal. I'm not sure. People will argue if it was a scandal or not a scandal. But one of the biggest scandals that we had in kayak fishing was somebody bending a board.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it makes a difference
to get another quarter or half inch out of a fish.
Yeah,
so y'all's was just bent the wrong way,
dude. It was bad. It was really bad.
So, in all jokes aside, you did rebound the next one, right? In Florence, Alabama, you rebounded to get 31 pounds. That is a come up from 3 pounds to 31 pounds.
Oh,
that's
What lake was that on?
That was 2 days.
Oh,
so that's okay.
Okay. Still, but
wait, was it?
Good job, Alex.
Awkward.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you went from 49th place to 19th. That's 30 spots.
Oh yeah.
You got $0.
Mike.
Oh, dude, they don't pay anything in college fishing.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh shit. All right.
Yeah, or they didn't anyways. I don't know if they do now.
Hey, Mike, look at the ceiling real quick. Who the fuck trims your beard? Because I hope you tip them good. God almighty.
Well, that's a good line.
That's you?
Yeah, man. That's just a razor blade, baby.
Holy shit. That thing is tight.
I thought I messed up. I was like, what's wrong with it?
I mean, hold on. We're recording in 280p, but from my from what I'm looking at, I was figuring you going to a professional barber in downtown Durham to get that thing shaped
I
up.
do
like
have
that.
a pretty good barber, but she doesn't trim my beard for me. She just does my nice little haircut here.
Again, Mike goes on Serious Angler, talks about all this stuff. We're talking about hair and beard care.
Look,
this is fun.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mike. You've got a 3-month-old. That beautiful brown hair and beard that you have, it's going to look like Alex's eyes in about 7 years.
Oh, shit. I got stickers on me still. Shit.
You do have stickers.
I had fucking stickers on me this whole time. God
You better
damn it.
take those off for Mandy washes your clothes, or she's going to be pissed. Are those the snippy ones? Are those the ones you can sniff and smell?
No, they're just puffy ones.
Dude, those will be good. Oh, don't throw them away. Those would be good to drop acid on.
To do what?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Try pass it all.
Mike, he was in the Coast Guard. He's been very sheltered life. He only has a GED. So you and I are the only ones that went and graduated college.
I'm the only one that answered the call to serve our country.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You know what's better than that trophy? Do you know what's better than that trophy, Mike?
You say trophy?
I did. Do you know what's better than that trophy, Mike? Freedom. And I'm glad that I could deliver that for you. I don't need a trophy.
That's right.
That's right. And you don't need a trophy either. You want to know why?
Baby.
Because of freedom. Right now, you'd be speaking British. If it wasn't for me in the United States Coast Guard for the 20 years in the year 2000.
Oh, my God. No, Alex, you were not alive in the War 1812, where we defeated the British and lost to Canada.
What?
But here we are. All right. So, Mike, I got a question for you.
I'm thankful to have the ability to sell boats and fish.
I'm glad that you like the troops because
also.
Paul doesn't like the troops. So I'm glad that you said it.
Not true. Mike.
In all seriousness, I appreciate your service.
It's okay. Thank you. I was just doing it to really make fun of Paul, but thank you for that. Yeah.
He retired as an E4.
Not to make it serious in here.
He retired as an E4, which is the lowest. He came in as the same rank he retired as.
That is not true. And you don't come in as an E4, you idiot.
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
I'm making shit up over here.
Paul,
I've got a serious question, Alex.
Okay, good.
This isn't a veteran guest podcast.
I got you.
He doesn't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Him and I cannot relate. So, all right. Mike, we hear some really good boat ramp and travel stories for the touring professionals. And you've been a touring professional, MPFL. I'm sure when you're doing the opens, you've got your buddies that you hang out with and go do stuff with. What's it like as a college angler when you go out? Is it as wild and crazy as some of the stories you might hear from folks out there? Like, do y'all go out and drink on Thursday and Friday night and practice and just drink and practice and fish?
Well, you got to say,
how was the traveling for college?
This is all right. So this is gonna make you feel even older, but I mean, I graduated 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm getting old now.
True.
Isn't that
true? We all are, hopefully.
But yeah, I mean, I loved college fishing. Was a blast, man. Like that, and that's the thing. Like, so many people don't realize. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's probably changed, and there's more people, and things are a little bit different in college fishing than they were. But I mean, we had an absolute blast. Like, you travel with a group of guys, you get to go to tournaments, you go out, go see different places, go to different lakes, catch fish, catch different, catch smallmouth, things like that you can't do around Raleigh, obviously. Go all these different places and just learn new techniques. And then you meet all these people across the country along the way, drink a few beers with them, whatever, all stuff like that. It's an absolute blast. I absolutely loved college fishing. I was this close to going to get my MBA at UNA, University of North Alabama, for the sole purpose I wanted to live on Pickwick for 2 years to go get my MBA and fish. Now, granted, my parents weren't paying for that. So trying to figure out how I was going to get an MBA and fish and work a job at the same time. That wasn't going to work. So I just went to work instead, but I turned out okay.
I've got some Bass and Brews advice. Just take the student loan and then never pay it. They can't repo the knowledge or the certificate. So if Bass and Brews is going to give you any kind of financial advice, rack those things up, fake your death, and start anew.
Yeah.
Yep. See, he doesn't agree with that. I don't either.
I think in today's world, anyways, you said I can't get into politics, and I was going to say I think that they just passed a law about that, or something
I think
like
they
that.
did.
Well,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Not only that, Mike.
We'll skip it. So that's why I just had to stare at you.
Yeah.
Look,
I like
Mike. This is a guy giving college advice who didn't even graduate high school.
That's true. That's
so
true.
We can't really take it.
You can't.
Might have fished against a good buddy of ours, Steve.
Jordan Leave?
No. Oh. Steve started the bass club. The bass club at UNC, and Steve's been on here a couple times. I think he started in 2012, so you might have fished against Steve because he started.
Yeah, we fished at the same time.
Yeah. Slab Dynasty. If you follow him on social media, we
fished at the same time.
Yep, he started it, and we got the good story about them showing up and asking for $10,000 when all the other club sports were asking for like $500, and they got it, and they were like, "Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Now what do we do?" But yeah, good times.
Yeah,
I think this whole new college, as long as Bass and whoever is going to be the top organization embraces it, it's such a cool little feeder system for folks to. I know we talked about it last episode about how these rookies coming into whatever big organization are so talented and have so much knowledge than what it was before. Like these kids are like 18 and they've got more bass like tournament experience than most anglers even at that age. It's really cool.
Let me break this down for you because everybody and their sister wants to say the rookies on the Elite Series and the BPT and every other league in the world, they're like, live scopes changed fishing, and it has. But like they're like live scope this, live scope that. They wouldn't catch a single bass if it wasn't on their screen. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these guys are coming out of school and they are fishing. Okay, so when I was in college, and this is 10 years ago, we were fishing like 4 college tournaments a year, right? So when you just pulled up on my Bassmaster stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were only allowed to fish 1 Bassmaster tournament a year, a wild card, and then a championship. And then if you made the regional, or the championship, there was no reason to go to the wild card. So we didn't go to the wild cards, but once, twice maybe. Or it might be on the other side of the country. And then on the FLW side, we would send like 1 boat per school. It was 50 boats. And then you were allowed to send 1. Maybe 2. So in total, between that and then the ACA stuff, we would fish like 5 college tournaments on the road a year, right? And then now Bass has probably they have like a tour of like 5 or 6 that guys can fish from the other side of the country. And then on the MLF side, same story. They have a handful they can fish there. And then they have the ACA stuff. Some of these college kids some of that, and then on top of that, they'll fish the Bassmaster Opens or something like that. So when you really look at some of these college kids, they're fishing like 15 college tournaments, throw in like a few guys last year, they did it. And I mean, they probably miss a few here and there, but like, let's say you fish 6 to 9 Opens or Toyotas or whatever throughout the year on top of that. I mean, you look at it and it's like these kids are 20 to 25 travel tournaments in a year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
4 years of college. Don't ask me how they passed class because I would never have passed.
Communications degrees, all of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue how that side of it works.
Criminology.
Well, I mean, just think about it. You're talking about 20 or 25 tournaments. Like, I don't know how the hell, but I guess with COVID and all that, you can do pretty much everything online. Like everything moved to online. But long story short, where I'm going with this is that you have to fish Like, that is an insane amount of travel tournaments and experience. And then look at the Bass University, look at everything available on YouTube. Like, it is a scientifically proven fact that when you're younger, like 25 and younger, like your brain's still like a sponge. You're absorbing all this information. The older you get, you're just not going to learn the same way as somebody who's younger. Because you get set in your ways and experience it. I mean, experience is, there's something to be said for that. But if you know nothing about bass fishing and all you do 24/7 is research, and fish 25 tournaments a year, you have just as much experience as a touring professional that's been on the road for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's absolutely
one
crazy.
One of the things we talked about with Mr. Howell, because we talked to him about this. He's been tournament fishing for 45 years, so he's seen it. One thing is, you back in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s is kind of when it started changing, where you got some of these young guys coming in, making waves. And obviously you had the KVD, some of these folks in the 90s, early 2000s that did this. But in general, your professional touring anglers didn't hit their prime until their late 20s, early 30s.
For sure. Yeah.
We'll say 28 to like 33 is when they started coming into their prime. And so they fish in their prime for, let's say, 5-ish years. So now they're 35, 38. They're still fishing really in their prime. And by saying their prime, that they're in the money, they're doing good into their early 40s. Now you got these guys in their early 40s who are fishing against a 22-year-old that can fish just as good as they can. And it comes down to the opportunity that they've had. Hey, babe. The opportunity that they've had to fish so many tournaments is tournament fishing. That's what it comes down to, is that when I was coming up, there was no high school tournament fishing where I was. I'm not even sure there might have been anything. This is the mid to late 90s in the country, high school fishing. And then you start getting, they're fishing high school tournaments, I don't know, 5, 6 a year. Then they go into college, and like you said, they might be fishing 25 a year, 10 a year.
Yeah, I'm not saying the average guy does, but it's a lot, right?
Yeah, right. But the guys who are good and the guys who compete when they get on a touring trail, they've been fishing that much. That's not even counting them fishing their local trail. It's not the team trail, the Wednesday nighters, the Thursday nighters. Like that's not even counting the tournaments, how big or small they are locally, that they're fishing there too. It's just a ton more opportunity for these kids to fish tournament style instead of going to their pond and fishing, or taking the John boat out to Jordan Lake and fishing a little area. That's not what they're doing. They're rolling around in $80,000 boats, fishing, tournament fishing, and being competitive.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. I mean, and here's the thing: like, if I make one trip to Texas or whatever, to any lake outside of the state of North Carolina, I could go to Falls 50 times this year. I'll learn more from going out of state to a lake that I know nothing about than I will from going to the lake 50 times here. Maybe not 50. That's probably a stretch. At some point, there's a break even.
So this is something that I say, and I say it from an observer of tournament fishing, and have fished, a local BASS club in the early 2000s and then being around it. But you always hear these local guys, well, if I had the money and the time, I could beat Kevin Van Dam. You hear that shit all the time. And you're somebody that has done a lot of local stuff. You've fished touring trails, you've won. That's my argument when I talk to these people, is like, sure, maybe you could beat Kevin Van Dam on Jordan Lake because you're out on that bitch 2-3 days a week. Like, Yeah. But this guy has 3 practice days to go to a lake that he's never been to, or that they go to once every 2 years. Maybe they go to it yearly. It doesn't matter. But you've got 3 days to break down that water. That's what separates the true professionals from somebody who's just a good local angler. Would you agree with that concept? Do you have anything to add to that?
100%. You hit the nail on the head. That's the difference. It has nothing to do with, like, people don't understand where, like, they'll look at I'll just use MPFL as an example because I fished it the past few years, but it's the same way with every single organization, like MPFL or Bass or MLF or whatever. Like, people will look at the leaderboard and be like, oh, he's in 50th place, like he's having a tough tournament. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, if you're in the Elite Series, MLF, NPFL, if you're in 50th place, like, you're still catching bass. What people don't see is, okay, like, you went to go grab that one fish, he slipped out of your hands. Like, there's no nets. Like, you got to remember that stuff. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that, like, factors that feed into it. Like, losing a 7-8 pound fish is the difference in a top 5 and finishing 60th. Like, that is the difference, especially like in a Bassmaster Open, especially. I had somebody text me after the last Open. I got 9th in it, and they were like, hey man, like, I'm sorry that you had a tough tournament. And I was like,
there's 150 motherfuckers out on there and beat that lake up. They've been beating that lake up for 2 weeks.
Tough tournament. You just won $10,000 for a tough tournament.
I'm all right with it. Trust me. Like, and then I had the same thing at Kentucky where it's like, I think it was even my dad. He said, it's pretty funny. He's like, yeah, I looked. He's like, you're way down there. And I'm like, Dad, there's 230 guys. For God's sakes.
Fuck you, Dad.
Like, I got out with a check. No, I mean, it's just funny. But people don't realize, they're like, yeah, he didn't do well. It's like, dude, when you finish 33rd or whatever, I mean, that's how all those travel tournaments are. There's something to be said anytime you're getting paid.
What about when you hit 145? Is that
that's a tough day. That's a tough 2 days.
But that's the thing. So what you don't see behind those tournament results is, granted, we had a day of the tournament canceled. We fished one day.
Oh shit.
That lake, to me, which, I mean, I sucked. Look, I'm going to tell you, I sucked. But that lake fished like a Florida fishery, where you could go out on a Florida fishery and catch 100 bass in a day, and you come in, you're like, I got 9 pounds, and the next day you catch 30, which is how it was for me and the guys that I was staying with all practice, where it was like you would catch like I caught 45 fish that day.
Holy shit.
I caught
fucking bass thumb.
Holy shit.
Dude, I caught the fire. I caught probably 10 or 15 on a 10XD. I caught them on Carolina rig, a big spoon, a hair jig. I was catching them on hard spots, and then proceeded to go, like, I pick up a minnow and go chase Roman fish with the other 5 million people out there doing it, and culled all my fish out, ironically, to catch like my whopping 10 pounds. But I promise you, I was literally holding that scale up for half of my day. It was unbelievable. And I'm like, where's my big fish? But the funny thing is like, so it's like, and if you sit there and listen to the weigh-in, it's like, oh, I caught an 8-pounder in the last 10 minutes. But like, so that's the difference in a 1 day and a 2 day tournament too. Is like, you go, when you start looking at 2 days, and there's a lot of guys who are doing pretty poorly in the opens this year that I promise you were good fishermen.
Yeah.
Like, cause they had that one bad day.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway,
it's funny to me about, so again, it goes down to real quick, and we'll go to Alex's question, but when back to kind of like the local guys that all have had the time and the money, blah, blah, blah. The other thing is you're fishing 2 days. You know, that's what you're going out there to do. And if weather happens, whatever, you got to fish 1 day. Somebody's on them this day, they're not the next.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the local trails, you'll see these people, too, who fish really good in the spring when the fish are set up certain ways. And then you never see them fish another tournament, or they're shit the rest of the year. Or you got the people who are shit in the spring and they're good in the summer. But, you know, that's a big disconnect between the people who are out there fishing the touring stuff, even the opens. Like, let's get into the opens Toyota series.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole different level of mental and physical ability that takes place with fishing that a lot of folks just kind of overlook because they're really good on their home lake.
What the biggest difference to me between it is the boat pressure more than anything, because if you think about, like, you've been to Falls, Jordan, right? Like, they're not that big of lakes. What are they? 25,000 square or 25,000 acres, something like that.
Yeah, I think they're kind of a little less than that. I think they're 22, 22, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so between the two of them. Yeah, I mean, and you know what the pressure's like when there's 70, 80 boats on those lakes and stuff like that, right? So, like,
it's so crazy.
When you look at, so if you think about it, if you had the same amount of boats as a big tournament on like a local lake, for example, that's how the opens are and the Toyotas and those bigger tournaments. The elites and MLF stuff is a little different, right? Because they keep those numbers down a little bit. But and MPFL was kind of the same way. But when you look at it, like, for the opens and Toyotas, you've got the most amount of tournament pressure you can put on a lake, and then you do it for like a week straight. Yeah. So by the time people are all like, everybody, like, I owned one spinning rod when I started the MPFL. In all seriousness, I owned one spinning rod when I started fishing the MPFL. I had like 25 bait casters and one spinning rod. That's when I started in 2000. I fished for 3 years. So, just to put in perspective, right? Mm-hmm. That's all I had. And I would throw like a shaky head on it, drop shot, whatever. Like, that was all you threw. You know what I mean? On a spinning rod. And it very rarely came out of the box. And then I would go, and then I started realizing, like, oh shoot, like, I might need this a little bit more than that and whatever else. Cause it's like the beginning of the week, those fish bite the fun stuff.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And then people watch and they're like, I'm tired of watching guys with spinning rods. It's like, I'm going to tell you right now,
beat the shit.
Boys find the best places in the lake. And then everybody thinks they found something sneaky, and someone pulls up and they're like, they catch a 5-pounder and they're like, oh shoot, like, that's a big one. Like, I better stay away. And then somebody else does the same thing.
Exactly.
And somebody else does the same thing. And then somebody else does the same thing. And then somebody else does the same thing. And then you pull up tournament day and you're like, I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
my big fish left. I don't understand it. I was the only one who's ever fished this spot. Ever.
Or people say, man, I have caught 25 pounds the last 4 days in a row.
How many times have you heard that?
Yeah, and then tournament day, man, I caught 10 pounds. Because, because not only did you catch 25 pounds in those spots, there's probably 3 or 4 other people that came over there and 100%. Caught those fish.
And it's, I mean, so that's why, I now own like 7 spinning rods, but, but I mean, it just depends on where we're at, where we're going, stuff like that. I still very rarely pick up spinning rod around the house, but I mean, I'm just going to tell you, like, when you look at it and you look at a lot of these younger rookies and not even younger guys, I mean, like Aaron Martin's made, I say he made a career. He made the drop shot famous. I mean,
he did.
Guys like that
got the greatest drop shot worm ever made.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and guys like that, I mean, they pretty much revolutionized. Yeah. Is that a word? Revolution.
Yes. Yeah.
The
Japanese guys with the spinning reel.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and so you look at Taku, you look at Koya, Fajita. I think that's right.
Fajita.
You look at,
and I'm the one with the GED.
I think those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Well, he just texted me. He also said you're a nice dude.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
But he better not call me fajita.
I've met him. I've met him several times. The guy's nuts. Like, I say that he's like those people, like Koya and Taku and all those guys. They are the nicest people in the world, and they are so dialed in on what they do. The Japanese anglers that have come over here and they bring. I mean, look at ICAST this year. You have a zillion fuzzy dices.
Oh my god!
Fuzzy dice. They're the mangy balls.
They are
the mangy balls. It's like if you got the mange from your dog and your ball hair started falling out.
They brought all that stuff it's just copying JDM baits. It's all Japanese baits. That's what it is. I mean, and so those guys brought all that stuff over here, and the fish haven't seen it, and apparently, I mean, I don't know, it's winning a lot of money.
Those fish need to come to New Jersey because I'm going to tell you what, in the Pine Barrens, you're going to see tons of mangy balls. They do not bite them anymore. They see them on a daily basis. It is not a forage anymore.
Hey, Mike, feel good about your 3-pound bag because that's the biggest bass Alex has ever caught.
Not true. Hey, Mike, I got a real serious. I know we're kind of, you guys are being silly. I'd like to get serious here.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We can be silly.
So
he's lying. He's about to be sillier.
Yeah, I am.
Silly.
So did you feel like you were stepping up? I mean, you don't have to talk about it, but going from NPFL to the Bassmaster, was that like was NPFL a little bit of a stepping stone up into Bassmaster?
No, to me, everything had to do with, everything like work is always first.
Right.
But at the same time, like I've always, like I want to travel and fish, you know what I mean? So the NPFL was a good way for me to travel, fish, get to jump into, bigger tournaments. Cause I jumped into some travel tournaments. I fished like the ABA top 150 solos, drive to Alabama, whatever else. And like a couple Toyotas, things like that. Like you jump into some of that stuff and I enjoyed it. But I mean, the NPFL was nice to me because at the time I could take off. It was 6 weeks of fishing and it was actually easier for me to go fish the NPFL than it was to fish a division of the Toyotas because the Toyotas were always in the busiest time of the year. So you'd be like back to back to back. And I wouldn't have my rods hardly re-rigged because it's during show season for work. So I'd be going from like I wouldn't even have my rods. Oh, was he?
Good. You're here.
Yep.
You're here.
What happened?
We lost you for a second. You're here.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Anyway.
There we go.
Yeah.
We lost you for a second.
It's like an episode of ER. It's like, you're here, Mike. You're here. You're here. Don't go into the light. You're here, Mike. Come on.
Hey, we're giving you mouth-to-mouth, Mike.
Ew.
But I wouldn't even hardly have my my rods re-rigged, right? From tournament to tournament. And so long story short, the further along you got in my career and stuff like that, had a little bit more flexibility and whatever else. And then you had COVID where things started to become a lot more virtual. A lot of shows got canceled and it gave me a little bit more flexibility. And it was like, hey, I can go fish 6 tournaments and they start in January, February, and they go all the way till October, November. So that was what we were doing was, you could spread those tournaments throughout the year. And you had about 6 weeks between each one. I usually would work all of practice. Like I'd be on the phone, conference calls, whatever else, have an off day. So it'd be like, so Sunday was practice. Monday, Tuesday, I'd usually be on calls for work. Wednesday was an off day. I was usually working and re-rigging. Tournament Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it made it somewhat possible because really the only two days that I was fully off of work where I could not answer the phone was those tournament days. So that's what I was doing through that. And then on top of that, so when I went to the Opens, because I feel like I totally just avoided your question.
That's no. Fuck him. Fuck Alex. Fuck his question.
Listen, honestly, that was great info, and all I wanted to do was kind of shit on your NPFL profile picture. But you had a great response.
Bring it up. No,
because I feel like hold on, I will. But I feel like when you moved to Bassmaster, you stepped up. Your beard's all lined up. Your NPFL, there's tons of neck hair on it. You look very shaggy. It looks like a dude who might shank you at the boat ramp.
Really?
I haven't seen this picture, but when you bring it up, I'm feeling like he has the neck beard, like the guy from the Burbs.
Yeah, where is this anyway?
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull it up,
Alex.
but I actually loved your answer. That was way more in depth when all I wanted to do was make fun of neck hair.
So all right, Mike, while he's pulling that up, is where you fish MPFL, you like to travel and fish. You're in the industry, you're fishing professionally. Obviously, I'm assuming that you want to reach the highest level that you can fish at in the touring professional angler. You're fishing the opens. Is the goal to be on the elites? Is it to just see how it works out maybe this year and then next year maybe us trying to get to MLF, or what is the goal for this?
I literally, this is gonna sound funny, I am literally going one tournament at a time.
Okay.
Because if like you obviously have like an ultimate goal in mind, whatever, like my goal, my first year, like I try to have a goal for like the year, right? Where it's my first year with the MPFL was like, hey, I want to get paid in half the events. When I crunched numbers and I would look at it, I said, I'm in the check line roughly 75% of the time around the house. And then when I'm on the road, it's 50. So like I want to get paid 50% of the time my first year at the MPFL, and that's what I did. And the next year I got paid in 5 out of 6 events. So like that was improvement. And then going into the third year, and really your goal is always to win one, but like the reality of it happening is pretty slim. So then, you go into the third year and like my goal was just like, I'm going one tournament at a time, one, whatever. And then you go, so I went into the opens, and to be honest, like part of that, there's different reasons, right? So like we were having a baby in April. I would have missed 2 MPFL tournaments. Okay. Outside of that, they changed the forward facing sonar deal. I was annoyed by that. That wasn't a real reason that, make or break for me. But keep in mind, I'm a guy who's literally been selling electronics for my entire career. So it's like.
And Drunkwood says not only does he sell electronics, but nice dude.
Nice dude. Yeah. So, I mean, like it was annoying to me, but hey, I'm going to tell you right now, like if the schedule lines up and like if I don't do well in the opens or EQs or whatever else, like it all is going to come back to scheduling for me next year.
Right.
On what I fish. So like I have really enjoyed, like, yes, in the back of your head. So I want MPFL, like you have this bucket list of things you want to do, stuff like that. Right. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's always work in the industry, travel and fish, and be competitive against some of the guys that I like grew up watching. Like that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the more I got into this stuff, I think that it would be a tough decision. Like if you get an Elite Series invite, it's very difficult to turn down. But at the end of the day, like, am I going to be upset if I don't make it? Like, not really. Like, I have a dream job. Like, right. I literally I sell boats for a living. I'm around boats every single day.
Do you know where else you could do that?
I'm loving it.
You could also do that. You could do that in the United States Coast Guard. You could be around boats all day. Right?
I could.
You could have kids. You could get paid very low money, but you know what? You give freedom. You give freedom.
Mike, let me tell you. Let me ask you something, Mike. You would expect a Coast Guardie,
a Coast Guardie.
A Coast Guardie.
My uncle was in the Coast Guard, so
Okay.
Props to him. That's a Rhode Island man right there.
You would expect a Coastie to be able to tie knots. Like you expect a Navy person, a Coastie, to be able to know every knot known to man. This bitch was tying overhand knots and throwing jigs on.
Bro, I have lost more jigs in the trees than I want to admit.
He can't. Mike, I guarantee you. Now, I have the knots that I tie. I don't know the names of them, but they're fishing knots and they work. This man right here can't tell you the name of it.
Fuck
he
no,
can't even
it's a
show
knot.
You. He's just tying overhand knots. Like when his daughters learned to tie their shoes, the knots were in there forever. They had to cut the laces with scissors. and put new shoestrings in.
Listen, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. But that all lines up. But do you know what doesn't line up?
What's that?
Is this beard line. Look at like all the hair.
That's kind of good.
No, look at all this excess hair right in here.
How did you get that? That's pretty cool that you pulled that up.
Yeah, so it's like I could see here where you're like, listen.
He looks like a bearded Matt Pangrac right now.
He kind of does, but he also looks like a guy who would try to beat you up at a used car dealership.
That's possible. Hey, they took those pictures on that off day, so that's after 3 days of practice, and you're just like,
and hungover as fuck. I've had 3 days of practice. It's an off day. We drank last night. We went to Hooters, and then we went to the BYOB strip club down the road that
Delilah's den.
Yeah, there was a stripper on the stripper pole that was pregnant, and
it's the only strip club that only takes coins.
Yeah. Maybe.
Instead of going and cashing in money.
Maybe.
We stayed pretty busy, but no, like I stayed pretty busy.
At the coin operated strip club.
Look,
we had a heck of a crew though. Like
who'd you travel with?
Me, Trent Palmer, Patrick Walters, and Drew Cook, and Justin Kimmel.
Yeah.
We had 5.
You say Jimmy Kimmel? That's awesome. Jimmy Kimmel fishes? That's amazing.
Dude, I could only imagine being a fly on the wall with those fishing conversations.
Oh, we had a lot of fun, man.
Well, I mean, luckily you could then. Now you can't even talk about fishing with your buddies. The only thing you can talk about is strip clubs and HBO.
We actually did run into that a few times, though. Like last year, because Drew and Pat were fishing the Elite Series events, so like we would have something. And like St. John's was an example. We had a tournament down in St. John's, so we normally all talk throughout practice and like what's going on and whatever else, and we kind of like had to exile talking to Pat and Drew because we're like, sorry, like
can't really. Drew show up and you're like, get the fuck out of here. Nobody's talking to you.
Earmuffs.
Get out of here.
Earmuffs.
So
that's all right. Not to. We don't want to get into controversy or anything.
We don't.
We're not a controversial podcast, but the no info rule is that like it's to me it seems such a very difficult thing to police. Like not getting shit from the boat ramp talk or the fishing shore talk, but like being able to hang out with your buddies.
Yeah.
How do we?
I think it's different. Sorry, finish your statement.
I was stuttering.
He was just rambling.
Yeah, I was stuttering like I got a problem. So you go ahead and answer. You know what I'm talking about. That's what I understand.
I'm tracking. So I've got mixed feelings about this because part of me, we have a pretty clear set of rules at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You have a pretty clear set of rules, or at least you should. Bassmaster changed the opens rules like in January this year, where like all of a sudden you opens went to no info too or something like that. Because it was like 30 days or something. I don't know. Long story short, they changed it because it was one of those things where I was like, oh, okay, the way I read this, I can get info. And I was like, I might try to call a couple people just to get a pulse on how the lake is. Because if it's within the rules, you're pretty dumb not to at least get, make a few phone calls and see like, hey, oh yeah, the fish follow that time of year, whatever else, right? And everybody does that as long as it's within the rules. What I found is most of the time it doesn't help. If you try to get spots from people, it won't ever work out. But when it comes to just getting general information about a lake and like what the deal is typically to win or to get a check and that basic stuff, that's good stuff. But you can't so when the schedule came out, I was like, oh, I actually know somebody, like maybe I'll give them a shout. Well, then they came out, I get an email in like January and it was like, hey, we are now no info. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Like, but they had like a couple of weeks earlier in December where like somebody, if they really wanted to, they could have got all the info they wanted, is the way that I interpreted how it went.
Sure.
So like you have situations like that where it's like a little bit weird. And PFL, like past few years, they did a cutoff and it was pretty clear cut where it'd be like January 1, there's no info. Like, and that's good. Like that's the way it should be for a lot of these leagues, and that's how it is. Like it's just no information. And then,
hey, I've got a question about that. I don't mean to interrupt. When you say no info, that means the angler cannot gain any information about a body of water basically during the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
From anybody.
That's not public.
Like if you called me and you said, dude, I heard the craziest thing about Lake Champlain. Like I have an EQ, hopefully, knock on wood, have an EQ on Champlain in September. I can't talk about Champlain. I would say, whoa. Like Champlain? Yep. No, don't even talk to me about it. Don't want to know.
Okay, so.
But if it's like, if you were like, hey, I had a crazy situation on this lake up here, that's when it's one of those things where it's like, if I know what you're talking about, I'm going to be like, dude, don't even put me in that situation.
Right.
But if it's like you're just talking about some little lake or whatever, it is what it is. But like you can't – that's where there's a gray area. Like when you're breaking the rules. You really do. I took, I don't know, 3 or 4 podcasts or 3 or 4 polygraphs with MPFL, I think.
Podcasts. He's done podcasts about this shit.
Yeah, podcasts and polygraphs.
Good, because that's the next step. We've got a guy who's about ready to enter your house. He's going to hook you up.
Yeah. No,
he's got AstroGlide to make it go clearly.
We were going to do that in the garage, but you couldn't come. So now he's been driving to your house for the last hour and 11 minutes.
Dude, they're terrifying. I mean,
his
honestly.
His name's Jamie with a Y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Jeeny?
No, it's Jamey.
Oh, Jamie.
Jamie, yeah.
Well, my question with the information rules. Oh.
Hold on. So, is this a newer rule? I want to get a little more facts for me before I make, because I do have an opinion on this. No, it's a real one. No, it's a real one. Is this a newer rule or is this an old rule?
The no info rule?
Yeah.
It just depends on what you fish, because the MLF guys tried to do it a few years ago where they made no information even within your own house.
Yeah,
right.
And everybody that fished MLF was failing polygraphs and they were just having to pay fines because that's how they managed it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not 100. I don't want to turn here, but like,
well, that's specifically where I was going to go to, right? Because Wheeler and Connell.
Mm-hmm.
They had YouTube channels. They had all this stuff where they're all rooming together. Yeah, Mark Daniels. They're all rooming together. It was like this super team they built. Yeah. And I'm almost sure information was shared. And I don't think
that's
personally
difficult. Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's impossible. I'm going to tell you right now. Like among competitors, should not be a rule, and it isn't anymore. To be clear. It's not.
Okay,
that's where I was going.
Oh, yeah. so between competitors, it's okay. You just can't go outside of the angler pool. Basically, you can't do it.
If I'm running down the lake and I see you on the lake and I say I have 0 bass, what do you got?
Yeah,
and you say, got 27.5 pounds. I say, what are they biting? You tell me a spinnerbait. I can go throw a spinnerbait.
Because I know a lot of people are complaining specifically about that group, that trio, when they first kind of like broke onto the scene doing this. 2-3 years ago
where
right? And they were huge. They were mega. And I think that's so smart for the sport and the image of bass fishing, because you put a group of people who were good on camera. Mm-hmm. They could jab and yap about fishing as much as anybody else, right? And if they're helping each other, I think that's part of it. But that's just giving more of a spotlight for the younger folks into bass fishing. This is a sport that is losing anglers at a rapid rate, right? We kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago with the Bass Historian. We're losing anglers. We're losing the youth in this sport, right? And seeing 3 cool dudes, out there having a good time. Like they showed all the good parts of it, and they were sharing information. So I didn't know what the rule actually was. I know it was no information, but I didn't know if it was. So angler pool is okay. Outside the pool is not okay.
Yeah, you're fine with it amongst competitors, and luckily some of my best friends are the guys that I travel with, so that makes it a lot easier, because it's not like I have to have those conversations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
and the guys who I fish with locally, Bryson Mead, and then Zach Blaylock, who was my fishing partner in college. Like Bryson, like he doesn't travel, so like if I talk to him about a lake, he has no relevant experience because he stays within the state of North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like he's never been to any of these places. So that's where it comes into play. Now, if I call somebody who lives on Kentucky Lake and you say, "Hey,
Drunkwood,"
Yeah.
I don't know. So, like, I don't know. So Leech Lake's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be honest, like the whole deal across the board, from Bassmaster, MLF, all this, like it's pretty mind blowing to me. Like, I don't really know what to make of it. I'm trying to leave people's names out of things.
Yeah, it's tough. We get it.
You go to like there are certain people, like, okay, so like let's say if I'm going to Leech Lake, like I can't call people and be like, hey, how do I need to go approach this lake right now? Like we've been off limits since December. It's pretty clear cut. Now some of the stuff that recently happened, like with Logan Latuso and stuff, like I don't know the details. Like he got DQ'd apparently because of the info rule. I don't know Logan. I don't know the info. I don't know the details at all about the situation. But like I said, I've taken a handful of polygraphs, and every single time it's terrifying. Whether you did,
sure,
you literally did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong, and you start thinking about the time you stole a candy bar when you were 10 years old in a gas station.
Yep.
They ask you if you've ever broken the law. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's the question they'll ask you. Have you ever stolen anything? You're like, well,
I actually have had that was one of the examples, like what I told the polygraph examiner. They're like, have you ever stolen anything? I was like, yes, I was 10 years old when I was in a gas station. I Hershey's cookies and cream bar. I remember it very vividly because I think about it.
You guys heard it here first. Mike is a dirty fucking thief. You heard it here. Hey, I've got a fun tip. I've got a fun tip as somebody who used to take, I think I've taken 40, a little over 42, 43 polygraphs.
No, you really?
When I was in the military due to my security clearance. I absolutely have.
That's terrifying.
But
no, he's lying.
I'm absolutely not. Here's how, and I did it from I heard this information from an examiner. Here's how you pass every single polygraph.
Oh, gosh, I don't even feel like I should be in this conversation.
Earmuffs,
Mike.
When they are doing the
polygraph from hearing this.
When they are giving you the control questions, like flex your butthole as much as possible, because it'll add a little bit of stress to what you're doing. And then when you're done with the control questions, release. And your body is more, because some people do get false positives, right? Because you get all stressed out, right? It solves it.
Alex, bro. I'm pretty sure the 43 polygraphs
43?
that you took
42, 43, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you flexing and unflexing your butthole was not what
was it required?
Yeah, that was probably something specific for extracurricular activity.
Listen, this is what a person who administers it told me, that's the way to set yourself up to be able to pass them.
That's like
not
the
to
doctor,
lie about
that's
it.
like the doctor that said, "Hey, just bend over real quick. My finger's gonna be up."
It wasn't
there.
a finger,
like, sir. I'm here for a call.
Sir, this is a dentist office. Why do I have my pants off?
Look, Mike's like, why the fuck am I on this podcast?
No,
it's funny. He's rubbing his eyes. He's flipping his hat.
You know what's going on? Mike is trying to flex his butthole right now just to practice.
He's trying to practice.
I was thinking about it. No.
Hey, Mike, tell us about the trophy in the background. What lake? How was the tournament? How'd you win it? Like, inform us. Let us know what's going on with that big, beautiful MPFL trophy behind you.
That was the Lake Hartwell tournament last year.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was May 16th or 18th last year. So it was that was a fun time, man.
Pre-spawn?
Post-spawn. I was in 2 years or a year before that, we went to Hartwell in early May, and I was tied for second going into the final day of the tournament, and I blew it. Got like 10th. And
that was a tough day. 10th place.
Well, going from when you're like in contention to win, and then
I'm going
this
back
time
from
it
what
was
they
like
said.
totally different. Yeah. So I went from like the year before catching them on the fun stuff, big top water up in the dirt, and then you come out to like, you know, then this one was like fishing brush piles and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was catching them on top water a little bit, but mostly like shaky head and a fluke. Not doing anything crazy.
I grew up playing sports, and I had some really good football, really good basketball games or baseball games, and some of those games where shit just went right. People talk about being in that zone, not hearing anything, just for it might not have been the whole game, but for a part of it, you're just there, and nothing else is around you.
Mm-hmm.
Was that tournament because winning a fishing tournament is hard, and not a lot of people do it at all, maybe once, but there's only a couple handfuls of people that have done it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in that zone at any point during that? Like, were you just like, yeah, I got this shit wrapped up, or were you just kind of always, if I'm doing this, everybody else is doing it too?
I think I had 3 fish at like 1 o'clock on the final day.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
so
I think
you're stressing.
I thought I was going to blow it. And then we had a storm roll in, and as the storm rolled in, the fish started biting. And I caught all my weight. I think I had to be in at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So I caught all my weight between like 2 and 5. Like the live camera went off at 1 o'clock. I think I had like 2 fish in the boat, maybe 3, but like I didn't have much. You know what I mean? Like it was, and then I lost a 5-pounder at the end of the day. So I think that final day I only brought in like 14 or 15, like 14 and a half maybe. But like I lost one. I lost like a 5-pounder, and I should have called out like a 1.5 pounds, a pound and 3/4. Yeah.
17 pounds.
Yeah, so I should have had a good bag. And then like you come in, and it's like I blew the tournament, and I'm like my wife's there and whatever else, and I'm like, I freaking blew it. I literally just because I was thinking about the year before where I'm in second going final day.
Already did it.
How in the hell are we here again? Like you know, like it's different. Like, you know, around the house, I feel like I stay in that zone where it's like, okay, I'm going to close, and like you know how to close, but like when you're on the road, it's like you don't get those chances.
Sure, yeah, it's a whole skill set you have to learn.
You said that was May of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm counting out the months. And you got a 3-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's a winning baby.
Oh, I get it. That is a trophy baby.
Yeah, trophy baby.
Was it? No.
Yeah. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, and then we got February, March, April. It was a post
ICAST baby.
It's an ICAST baby.
Yes, an ICAST baby.
Mike went in there, slathered himself up in bait fuel, and came home a little tipsy from the convention center.
So you know you work in the industry when it's like all the events, or that's how you remember things.
What? So you're not at ICAST obviously this year.
Not this year.
Was that just a scheduling thing, or if you go to a few ICASTs, like every ICAST is an ICAST?
I love ICAST.
Do you now?
Dude,
Tell us about that.
ICAST is like my favorite industry show. Classic's a blast. Classic
yes,
is a blast.
Yes,
but like you don't ever get a chance at the Classic to like connect with people in the industry.
Yeah, because all the peasants are there.
No. Don't take it that way, because the Classic.
No. I'm saying that because I've been to the Classic.
Way, yeah,
yes.
in a different way.
I know, yeah.
You know, like you'll go. There's a ton of different stuff to do at the Classic. See everybody out, whatever, and then it's like the guys that you never got a chance to hang out with at the Classic and all that other stuff, and you see each other at all these different shows. It's like everybody crammed into 2 hotels, and it's awesome. So it's the same thing. Classic to me is the same way. I love the Classic. You just have to talk a lot less at ICAST than you do at the Classic.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey, I've got a question. So you've met a bunch of people, and I have like a list of folks that I think would be fucking rad to drink beers with. And I'm not saying you have to talk bad about them, but you've kind of sat with Paul and I for an hour and a half now. So you kind of
5 minutes, not an hour and a half.
I said about an hour and a half. Anyways, you've kind of gotten a sampling of us. So I'm going to give you a list of anglers, and you tell me if they would if they would fit our vibe. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Kyle Welcher.
No.
Damn. Fuck. He's like my favorite. He's like my favorite.
I think Kyle, he's an awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys I look up to fishing wise.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he likes me or not.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
Hey, that's how I felt in March when I met you for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Well, he still doesn't like you.
No.
He likes you less now. Now that he's talked to you more, he likes you less.
Hey, if
Paul.
we'd have caught 2 more fish, we'd have beat Mike that day. But you know, we sucked.
Yeah. We both got beat. So
John Cox.
John Cox is incredible.
Would he fit the Bass and Brews vibe, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. John Cox is my hero. When it was a couple of years ago when they were trying to plan out how he was going to do MLF and Bassmaster, and it involved him doing it in like 2 tournaments back to back. He had to like borrow a boat and shit. Like, I fucking love that dude. And he throws the swim jig. I fucking love the swim jig.
Yep. You should DM him about how he ties that on so he doesn't throw it off.
Fuck you. Greg DePalma.
I don't know Greg.
Oh yeah. He's I'm sorry, he's wrong.
I know who Greg is,
Yeah.
but I don't know Greg myself.
Greg DePalma's been on the mind lately because my kids have been doing theater camp in his hometown. And his dad owns a real estate agency, and it's all over the fucking place. That and Mike Trout, because they're both born in the same town, and that's where the kids are going to school or doing this theater camp. But anyways, those were really the 2 main ones. So it was sad news.
See, I don't want to speak for these guys.
No. It's okay.
We're not asking you.
To me, Welcher's all business.
Yeah. I figured he would be, right? That dude's like a professional poker player. He's a hustler. He's trying to make that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to have on the show. He would have something where we'd have to pay him per views.
Alex, quit panning for introductions.
He'd probably
Mike,
go on the podcast.
I've got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Who is your the one angler that you quit doing this, Alex?
Angler. Come on, spit it out. Come on, Teddy.
I'm Southern. I talk slow. 4 years, you should know this. Who is your one angler that you would want to fish with? If you tomorrow you get one choice, who are you choosing?
Ooh.
And it could be somebody you've already fished with.
If he doesn't say the jabberhammer Paul Roberts, he's kicked off the show.
It's not Paul Roberts. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I would go fishing with you, but if it were like a one-time, once in a million deal, So for me, it would probably be like a Rick Klon.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I'd want to go sling a plug with Rick Klon.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds so dirty. That sounds so dirty.
That's my favorite way to catch fish.
Hey, get Rick Klun to teach you how to throw a Rico popper on 25-pound monofilament on a medium heavy.
In the parking lot earlier this year. So there's like 2 people I fanboy around a little bit. Like with all these shows and whatever else, run into all these people that are, quote unquote. I mean, it's funny, right? Like fishing is not like, we're not like a celebrity sport, but like you kind of do it a little bit when you get into it, whatever. And you run into guys enough, and you kind of, all of a sudden it just becomes like they're just your buddies or stuff like that. There's 2 people who I cannot function when I get around. And when I say I can't function, like you start to get really awkward and like they like walk up and you're having a conversation, then you don't know how to talk anymore type of situation. Like one is Rick Klun and one is Kevin Van Dam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Kevin Van Dam, I think it was last year Classic, something like that. but I was in the same line to check in the hotel, and I'm right behind him and his wife. And I'm just like, you want to spit something, but I'm like, I know who I'm right behind.
Right.
How do I not be an idiot?
I don't want to be this weird.
Mike's over there. He's sitting there, and he's just like, I like spinner baits too.
Yeah.
How about those crankbaits, Kevin?
So I gave him this big awkward introduction. I was like, man, I've probably seen you at 50 different shows now. I just want to introduce myself. And like, he was like, okay,
cool.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
but again, it was probably me. Like, that's how I remember saying it to me. But I saw myself talk at the time, like, dude, I was probably like there's no telling. Like, I sounded probably super weird, like a 6-year-old girl when I said it. You know what I mean?
God, Kevin!
Mine is Iconelli. If I ever got face to face with Iconelli, I would probably, because he's a shorty. He's not quite as short as Alex. He's not 5'2" like Alex.
Fuck out of here.
But he's a little bit shorter than I am. He probably comes up to my boobs. I would probably grab Ike and I'd kiss him on the forehead, and then I'd put his face between my little man tits, and I'd motorboat him, and then I'd give him a big old man hug. Like that would be the second best dream I've ever had besides going fishing with him.
Wow. Yeah, he's legit. He's the real deal.
My
favorite person, like favorite pro of all time to be around is Jordan Lee, though.
Okay. Really? Why is that?
Jordan is just the salt of the earth, dude.
So what's funny is there's a connection. We have a close connection with Jordan Lee at Bass and Brews, actually.
No, we don't.
We do.
Go ahead.
So it's because Paul eats a lot of his mom's food, Sara Lee, which is those fucking frozen pies. Paul eats those shit. That's the same lady, right? Isn't that his mom?
I have no idea.
All right. If I had the one fisherman I'd like to fish with is Ahab from fucking Moby Dick. I want to go stab a fucking whale. That's my pick for that.
But he got ate by the whale.
Yeah, but he can come back. Hey, Mike, we are at the most controversial portion of the show.
Mike, this is...
Yeah. Actually, this is pretty
This is
tame.
where this podcast gets real.
It is. So
everything before this was just fluff.
Before we get there, though, I want to give you a chance to shout out whoever you'd like, whatever companies you would, I don't know, maybe mistakenly align yourself with on this show.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like I should have mentioned a company name or two.
He's like, hey, is there any way you can blur out my face? And it's just like that thing from a crime show where it's like, blah, 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 blah,
Hey,
blah, blah.
Alex, I'm surprised he hasn't turned his hat around.
I know, right?
And his shirt inside out so far.
But this is your time to shout out whoever you'd like to.
Oh man, go buy a Phoenix boat for one. That's how we're paying for diapers right now.
Okay.
No, in all seriousness, the guys at Phoenix Boats, Lawrence, oh my gosh, Victaulic, whole bunch of guys that support me in the fishing world. Power Pole, Boat Logics, Dirty Jigs, Nichols Lures. Man, the list goes on.
Astroglide,
yeah. Power Pole, I think said them. Mercury,
Velo.
Yeah, all these guys that make it possible for me to get out and go travel and fish a little bit. Like I said, thanks for having me on here. I don't know.
Perfect. Well, guess what? That was a list of companies that he will no longer be working with. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes one.
All right, Mike. We are going to hit, as I said, the most controversial portion of the show, the patent pending Bass and Brews shotgun round. We are going to ask you a set of rapid fire questions. We just need you to answer the question. We don't need a full explanation unless we kind of ask for it. The one thing we do ask you to do is actually answer the question. None of this wishy-washy bullshit of, I don't know, it depends on the water clarity. None of that shit. You just answer the question. Yeah. And I want to make sure you're ready because it's either going to raise you to the highest highs to become a serious angler or to the lowest lows into the dark waters. Mike, Are you ready for the shotgun round?
Let's do it.
Crocs or flops?
Flops.
My man.
Every bass boat angler.
Always.
I got Crocs right next to me too. So.
Yeah. Well, I
But
mean,
I wore flops today.
Hey, but you're not like Mr. Howell, who had his own branded Crocs.
he did have branded Crocs.
Those are pretty cool.
He did.
Mine are just
Texas or wacky?
wacky.
Okay.
What? This man's been whooping me and my teammates' ass all year on some damn Texas rig shit, and he's over.
Well, I mean, I just the only thing that you can throw on a wacky rig is like a Senko, so I just assumed we were talking about a Texas rig Senko or wacky rig Senko.
Nope, I throw a hot dog on my wacky rig. Anyways, are you going to spend more on a rod?
This wacky's biggest fish is 3 pounds.
You're going to spend more on a rod or a reel?
Real.
Oh, wow.
Which one is it? Hold on. Which one is it? He's trying to think if he has a rod sponsor right now or a reel sponsor.
Well, I use cash and stuff, and it's great. I mean, I don't know. They're both equally as important.
But you got to pick one. We covered that. We covered that in the beginning.
Okay. If it's a spinning setup, reel.
Nope, that's not what we said. We said you have to answer the question.
You have to buy one right now. You're going online when we're done with this podcast, and you're spending $500. You're going to buy a rod or a reel. Your wife's going to question you on this purchase.
A rod. Okay.
You have to explain it to her
Boom.
why you bought
He said rod. He said rod, which is perfect. That means he's been a pro long enough to know that he has to have more spinning gear. Because that's the only time
my spinning reels are expensive as hell.
Ugh.
My big factors are pretty average. My rods are all expensive. So
okay. Must be nice to be rich.
That's right. When you get sponsored by people, you don't have to worry about that question because you're getting your shit for free. You don't have to buy for nothing.
That's right. Speaking of a very important question, this has actually come up lately on the social media. Mike, you're heading to the water for a session of fishing. Is it hype music or is it slow jams?
Hype music.
And what does that mean to Mike? What is hype music to you?
Dude, I listen to so much.
You gotta
so my number one driving to the lake song. Yeah, basically. No, number one driving to the lake song is Ozzy Osbourne War Pigs.
Oh, nice.
In honor of him doing his last concert, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I would play the clapping hands, but
when 4 a.m., 3:30, doesn't matter what time it is, headed to the boat ramp. That's like the first song you turn on, and then by the time that's over, then I transitioned into rap music. So
okay, well, at least you didn't say.
Sorry,
George
I fucked
Strait.
it up. I wasn't sure what the second button was. It was that. It was very loud. I do apologize. I do not. I know how to.
Sorry,
stop
headphone
it
users.
when it starts. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I fucked up Mike's answer, but that's my bad. I really am apologizing for that.
Cool. Hey, do you eat largemouth bass?
I have, but no.
Not anymore.
I mean, my buddy's grandpa made it for me one time when I was like 13.
Okay.
Mike, when
Jesse
you and
Wise loves to eat it, so he's made it for me too. But no,
Mike, when you and I get to go fishing, we're gonna go to Sharon Harris, the land of the bigs. We're going to catch 30 pounds, and we're eating all 5 of them.
Yep.
That's fine. I mean, I typically catch and release, but I don't discriminate. The fish are too smart anyway. So,
hey, can you confirm, because Bass and Brews has been kind of promoting this message to all the anglers out there about good stewardship, right? So can you confirm that the bigger a bass is and the more it's full of eggs, the better it tastes?
No.
Oh, sorry. Well, Mike's wrong.
I cannot confirm.
He can't confirm.
The question was? No, I can't confirm. I do not know.
I can confirm.
But
the best eggs I've ever eaten from a bass are from 8+ pounders.
Yeah, 14-pounder is probably the best eating you can have, but you've got to make sure it's right during that spawn, right when they're full of eggs.
Yeah, the 14-pounder eggs deep fried is like a fucking chicken strip.
Yeah.
Except it melts in your mouth.
I can see that.
Speaking of melting your mouth, Mike, what about beaver? Do you eat beaver?
Beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's.
Okay.
Nope.
That's not what we're talking about.
Beaver.
Well, that was my answer. I eat beaver nuggets.
Okay. Damn, he fucking lawyered our own show.
Yes, that's the. I will say that's the.
You
first,
told me to shotgun round. Don't be wishy washy.
No, you are
given
correct.
you-
You are correct.
Yes,
I wish
after we
I was a little
chastised
wish-
him.
I was on the rod and reel, but
After we chastised him for the rod and the real
Chastise him.
stuff, you know what? I'm Southern. Sometimes our vowels they go together. But anyway, even though those are consonants, Alex wouldn't know that because he didn't graduate high school. But yeah,
All right. You are. Oh, one more before we get to the last one. Oh, no, two more. Pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
no.
I knew
Bad
that.
luck,
If
bad
you
luck.
said pineapple on pizza, I was going
Bad
to pull
luck.
the plugs out of your boat next time I see you.
You're going to go fishing for 5 hours. Would you rather catch 5 2-pounders or 1 8-pounder?
1 8-pounder.
My man. All right.
And he
And the-
does that almost every time locally.
Yeah.
Brings
I
in
don't
a
know.
7
What an
pounder.
asshole. What an
I know.
asshole.
That dick. Can't
All
let
right.
anybody else do nothing.
All right, the final question. This is the one, this is the doozy. Every great angler loves a good sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Ham,
Perfect. Classic.
cheese. What was it? Proteins,
Yep,
Protein.
Yep.
dude. I literally. Oh, is it an on the water sandwich?
Yes.
Well, that's all I eat on the water is ham and cheese, or I don't eat at all. But if it's off the water, steak and cheese, and like I like a steak and
Yeah.
cheese from Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Got one more, I think.
Yep.
Three
Like
maybe.
proteins.
Avocado.
Bailey, we have somebody that has reached your level. We have somebody that has reached serious angler Bailey Eibrecht's level.
Yep.
Instead of spinach, we have an avocado toast.
Well, he is. Mike is now
I didn't say avocado toast. I said avocado.
an
in any-
avocado fucking sandwich?
No,
Are
in
you
any
serious?
Sandwich.
No.
Dude, I eat like 3 types of sandwich, like chicken and avocado.
You could have said chicken. You said avocado.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, avocado is good on everything.
It might be okay. I haven't seen what you look like from behind, but we know Bailey's got the biggest ass and the best ass in bass fishing, and that's from his spinach sandwiches.
Sandwiches, yeah. Bailey said
So he just eats straight spinach.
That's what he
straight
said.
spinach sandwiches.
When he did
That's
this.
what he said.
Yep. He
Just
said
like
spinach.
you just said, avocado spinach.
Yep.
That's why Mike's
No,
skinny and I'm fat.
Yeah, no
Ah.
shit, right?
Chicken and avocado.
You didn't say chicken. You said avocado.
Avocado
Hey,
Listen,
I thought we were about to have our second ever
I
just
thought he almost
cheese
said
one
cheese.
too,
He was so
because
close.
we had a long pause after the ham,
There was.
but we got it. Dude,
All right, Mike,
That's your audio issues, not mine.
hang out for a minute. The rest
Yeah,
of you
don't go
brewskis, you guys have the week you fucking deserve, so don't be assholes. We'll see you